Get ready for some explosive NBA news. Austin Rivers just unleashed a massive response to Draymond Green, firing back with an explosive rant and even challenging the Golden State Warriors star to a one-on-one battle after their latest public feud escalated. Rivers called Green a Hall of Famer, but said he crossed the line, and he is demanding a direct confrontation with Green right now.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the Golden State Warriors' daunting challenge heading into the 2026 NBA Draft. While they have talent, the team must avoid one specific prospect at all costs, and we break down exactly why Michael Brown Jr. represents a massive gamble that the Warriors simply cannot afford right now. We pivot to the WNBA drama as the Golden State Valkyries make some tough roster decisions. We investigate why fan favorite Kate Martin was waived and discover a stunning development involving French center Ileana Rupert and the shifting center depth situation for the Valkyries. And finally, Draymond Green takes a direct shot at Charles Barkley while debating the Warriors' title hopes. Green questioned Barkley's final years with the Rockets, and Barkley dropped some serious truth about the Warriors' dynasty ending. Don't miss the full breakdown. Stay tuned right here. Austin Rivers has escalated tensions with Golden State Warriors star Draymond Green following a recent public exchange, culminating in Rivers issuing an explosive response and directly challenging Green to a one-on-one matchup. Speaking on the To the Baja podcast, Rivers acknowledged Green's accomplishments, calling him a future Hall of Famer and praising his role in the Warriors' dynasty alongside superstars like Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. However, Rivers expressed frustration regarding Green's manner of speaking about other players. Rivers stated that while he respects Green's status, he believes Green has crossed a line with his commentary. He contrasted his own experience as a role player with Green's perceived arrogance, asserting that Green talks with too much confidence when attempting to combat other players. Draymond was a star in his role, one of the best at it, Rivers remarked, emphasizing that Green's success stemmed from his role within an elite system rather than being a standalone superstar scorer. Rivers suggested Green's recent comments, particularly those referencing figures like Charles Barkley, demonstrated a lack of humility. The confrontation peaked when Rivers directly challenged Green to a one-on-one game, stating, "Motherfu*, why don't you play me one-on-one, Draymond? You can't do handoffs in one-on-one. You can't run no pick-and-roll in one-on-one." Rivers concluded that Green needed to get outside himself and show more humility. This latest flare-up follows a history of friction between the two former players. Rivers has previously described Green as the luckiest basketball player he has seen, while criticizing him for benefiting from playing alongside Hall of Fame talent. The feud also touches upon a prior exchange involving Charles Barkley, where Green mocked Barkley's later career, an interaction that reportedly soured due to subsequent commentary. Despite the ongoing verbal sparring, Draymond Green remains highly decorated, boasting significant postseason statistics, including averaging 11.4 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 6 assists while anchoring 4 championship teams defensively. Ultimately, Rivers' primary critique was not Green's resume but his tone, suggesting that Green's performance as a star was defined by defense, IQ, and system play, rather than purely individual scoring. The Golden State Warriors face a critical decision in the 2026 NBA Draft, with their selection hovering around the 11th overall pick. Despite the uncertainty of the draft lottery, the team possesses a wide array of talented prospects, offering numerous pathways to bolster their roster. However, with Steve Kerr returning as head coach, the Warriors' priority must shift toward securing a player who can immediately contribute to championship aspirations. The team has clear needs: a ball handler for the backcourt, an additional frontcourt scoring presence, and potentially a true rebounding center. Consequently, Nearly every prospect in the late lottery range presents a viable option. Despite the opportunities, the Warriors must actively avoid selecting Michael Brown Jr. from Louisville if he falls into their draft window. While Brown possesses an appealing skill set, the potential drawbacks are deemed too significant for him to be a worthwhile gamble for Golden State. Brown is widely regarded as a strong prospect, potentially a top 10 pick in his class. His collegiate statistics show promise, averaging 18.2 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 4.7 assists while shooting 34.4% from beyond the arc across 21 games. He exhibits above-average positional size for a point guard and the range necessary to become an offensive weapon. Nevertheless, the concerns surrounding Brown are substantial. Even setting aside injury concerns and the limited sample size from his college production, significant physical limitations remain. Specifically, Brown lacks the necessary speed and physical leverage to effectively turn defenders and attack the basket downhill. Furthermore, his finishing ability at the rim is considered subpar. When these factors are combined with injury concerns, his floor is significantly lower than many other prospects in his draft range. For an organization in the midst of a long-term rebuild, the calculation of a prospect's projected floor versus ceiling becomes paramount. The Warriors cannot afford to select a long-term role player at 11th overall, but they also cannot risk a prospect like Brown, who embodies significant uncertainty. Golden State must execute a precise selection, balancing the allure of Brown's talent against the inherent risks involved. The Golden State Valkyries have officially waived fan-favorite third-year guard Kate Martin as they finalize their 12-player roster, marking the end of her tenure with the team. The decision reshaped the roster, allowing Caitlin Chen and Letitia Amaher to secure final spots, a year after they were waived during training camp. The move was influenced by the team's recent acquisitions, including all-around star Gabby Williams in free agency and guaranteed contracts for guards Kyla Charles and Tiffany Hayes. The logjam at shooting guard and the unprotected nature of Martin's rookie contract made her expendable. Furthermore, a grade 2 quad strain suffered by Martin during training camp limited her ability to compete fully with other players on the bubble, lending credibility to the decision to waive her. Compounding the roster adjustments is significant news regarding the team's center situation. The Valkyries announced that French center Iliana Rupert is pregnant and has filed for a replacement contract, suggesting she will miss the majority of the season. This development significantly altered the frontcourt landscape. With Rupert's potential absence, Amaher became a more crucial free agent acquisition for frontcourt depth, as Kaya Stokes remained the only center player on the roster. Beyond the center situation, positional needs further dictated the cuts. Caitlin Chen became a more valuable asset than Martin due to the Valkyries' existing depth at the point guard position, as Chen was the only point guard rostered behind starter Veronica Burton. While a return for Martin is technically possible, the path appears unlikely. The team cannot utilize Martin as a replacement for Rupert due to CBA restrictions, and using her final developmental spot would require her to clear waivers, which is doubtful given her talent. Even if she cleared waivers, returning on a developmental contract seems illogical, as the Valkyries likely prefer to use that final spot on frontcourt depth, especially following Rupert's situation, with Miela Soa already occupying the other guard spot. Regarding Rupert's replacement, while the pregnancy and childbirth salary cap exception ease insertion, there is currently no center available on the market who can replicate Rupert's performance. Rupert had been a bright spot in a clunky offense, averaging 9.3 points and 3.9 rebounds on 44.2% from deep in 21 games last season, potentially opening the door for an in-season trade. Ultimately, the split between Martin and the Golden State Valkyries appears final. Martin's number 20 jersey was the third highest selling in the WNBA last year, suggesting she will soon be seeking a new team. Draymond Green engaged in a heated exchange with Hall of Fame forward Charles Barkley during an appearance on ESPN's Inside the NBA, focusing on the Golden State Warriors' championship aspirations. The debate intensified when Green was asked about his future with the Warriors and whether he would consider a move to another team. Green responded with a pointed comment, stating, "I think the goal is just to not look like you in the Houston Rockets uniform," directing a jab at Barkley's tenure with the Rockets. The tension escalated when Kenny Smith questioned Green about Barkley in a Rockets uniform, prompting Green to respond with further commentary aimed at the 11-time All-Star. This exchange followed a discussion where Barkley asserted that the Warriors' dynastic run was over, suggesting that aging players and organizational challenges made a return to the championship level difficult. Barkley stated, "It's over for the Warriors. I mean, no disrespect, but it ends for every old team. You have your run, you get old. You all let Klay Thompson go. You and Steph Curry are on the backside of your careers. It just passed you by." Green countered Barkley's critique by offering a more measured perspective, acknowledging the challenges facing the team, including injuries and salary cap constraints. Green maintained that the team's objective would always be to compete at a championship standard, noting that key players like Jimmy Butler and Moses Moody would miss time next season due to age and roster construction. The Warriors face significant questions heading into the 2026-27 season, with their core players approaching 38, 36, and 37 years old, and coach Steve Kerr yet to announce his future. While Barkley delivered a harsh assessment of the team's current trajectory, Green underscored the ongoing ambition to compete for titles as long as the core remains strong.